Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka Jive, bringing you guys the Pokemon Sun and Moon starter Pokemon. I'm so excited, guys. Show your love on that like button down below if you are hyped for the 3 new starter Pokemon. They are called Rowlet, which is the grass flying type starter, Popplio, the water steel starter, and Litten, which is the fire kitten Pokemon. I am so excited to talk about these starter Pokemon, guys, and tell you guys a little bit about my thoughts, about my predictions for these starter Pokemon, what they might turn into, and just some kind of general thoughts there. And show your love, guys. Let me know which team you are on, which is your favorite so far. Obviously, we don't know what the middle evolutions or the final starters look like, but regardless, it's something super excited to be like. I'm super excited about it. It's something we can totally be hyped about. Is these beautiful starter Pokemon. So let's kind of jump right into the first one here, which is of course going to be the grass flying type Pokemon. It is the grass quill Pokemon called Rowlet. Now, Rowlet is a very interesting Pokemon here. As we know, the grass flying typing through Pokemon like Tropius isn't very good in competitive because it has that huge ice weakness. It's weak to rock as well. But this thing could be really cool. I mean, looking at his design, he's got a little bow tie chilling, which makes him kind of sick. I've heard some Doctor Who references, of course, which are kind of funny as well. And I can totally see this thing evolving into some monstrous owl with some crazy like leaves hanging off of its wings or something. Just like flings its wings and shoots some crazy stuff. Some of the stuff that it says on the Pokemon website are that Rowlet can attack without making a sound. It flies silently through the skies, drawing near to its opponent without being noticed, and then lashing out with powerful kicks. It can also attack from a distance using the razor sharp leaves that form parts of its feathers. This thing is really, really cool, and you can see in the trailer that it actually turns its head 180 degrees all the way around to look at its trainer to be like, yo, trainer, what do I do? That is so sick to me. I am absolutely in love with this Pokemon. I think it looks amazing from a design perspective. Yeah, it's a little bit simple, but I think it's unique, and I think it's pretty cool, and we only really have, you know, Noctowl and Hoothoot for owl Pokemon, I'm pretty sure, so it's not too big of a deal that they, in my opinion, that they came out with a new owl type starter. I think that's amazing, and I'm so hyped that it's a dual type starter. I think the only other instance of a dual type starter was indeed Bulbasaur, which was poison and grass, or grass and poison, and this is another dual type starter, which I think we can all assume is probably going to stay grass and flying throughout its evolutionary line. That is really cool. There's also one other big thing to note about this Pokemon is it actually has a new move that you can see in the trailer called Leafage. Now, Leafage is a new move that says it attacks an opponent by striking it with the leaves. Rowlet knows this move from the beginning, right when you pick it as your starter Pokemon, so it's going to know it at assumingly level 5, which is really, really cool. So out of the 3 starters, Rowlet is the only Pokemon that learns a new move right off the bat, so this pretty much confirms that there's going to be a plethora of new moves in Pokemon Sun and Moon, just like Pokemon X and Y introduced. So I don't know if we're going to get like new types or any of that stuff, but we do know that there are going to be new moves, and Rowlet is going to be rocking that move, which is going to be called Leafage. So that'll be really, really sick to see how that works. I'm really excited to see how this thing evolves. I really can see it getting a lot bigger. It looks kind of like it might be a bulkier type Pokemon just on its figure, but I could totally see this thing being like kind of like pretty evenly base distributed from a stat total, but I'm leaning towards it being a little bit bulkier just in its original design. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation as we don't know much about this Pokemon, but I will tell you guys, I don't want to disappoint you on the other 2, but this is my personal favorite so far, and I did a poll on Twitter, and about 50% of people really like this Pokemon, but that doesn't mean the other 2 aren't going to be cool, and you don't know what the final evolution is going to look like, so who knows. But the next Pokemon that we're going to talk about is, of course, going to be this little guy, the little seal. His name is Popplio. He is a sea lion Pokemon, and he does have the Torn ability, of course. Now, it says that Popplio's swimming speed is known to exceed 25 miles per hour. It's better at moving in the water than on land, and still when it's on land, it takes advantage of the elasticity of its balloons to perform acrobatic stunts and jumps. Really, really cool. There's actually an image, I'll throw it on the screen, of this little Popplio putting a one of the little owl dude in a bubble, which is actually kind of funny. It says that it can snort out balloons made of water, watch it spin water balloons into a playful battle strategy, so that could be really cool to see if it maybe learns any custom moves, kind of like DeWatt learned Razor Shell back in Black and White. It would be really cool to see Popplio learn some custom moves with its bubbles, but I think it's pretty safe to assume it's going to learn some bubble type moves, Bubble Beam, maybe a custom bubble type move. But it does start with the move Water Gun. Now, this thing is pure water type. It doesn't have a dual typing like Rowlet did. So I don't know necessarily what this thing is gonna have in terms of its final typing. I mean, to me, it looks like it's probably gonna just stay water typing, but it's a little hard to tell. I could totally see it like growing legs, like full legs, and being like a fighting type. That could be really cool. I saw someone mention like watch it become water dragon, and I'm like, I don't see this thing being a dragon. A dragon seal seems kind of weird to me. I'm gonna make the prediction that this is gonna stay water typing. I think it's gonna have a decent special attack stat if I had to just make a guess based on its design. And it doesn't look like it's gonna be very fast. It does say that it moves pretty quickly in water though at 25 miles an hour, but it is a little bit slow on land. I'm kind of surprised personally to see a Pokemon like this that clearly can move on land but doesn't have feet per se. I think in the past most of the other water starters have actually had feet. This thing has just like fins, so I'm expecting it to potentially be a little bit slow in terms of how it moves just in general, because you know, in water, I mean, it's always kind of weird how Pokemon works with water type Pokemon, but this thing looks pretty cool. So let me know if you're team Popplio below in the comment section. And last but not least, we've got the fire cow Pokemon, which is Litten, and I can totally see Litten being a fan favorite. This thing is really cool looking. Its tail's kind of cut off, but don't mind that. But this thing is really cool looking. It ends up being a fire type Pokemon with Blaze. We know it starts with Ember as its first move, and I love the description for it. Litten can attack with flaming hairballs. Its fur is rich in oils and immensely flammable. Litten grooms itself by licking its fur and then uses the collected fur as fuel for fireball attacks. So it's basically taking this fur from them and just shooting them out like fireballs, which is really neat actually. That's a really unique way, I think, for a fire type Pokemon to kind of generate that fire. As you know, a lot of them get it from like, you know, their tail, like Charizard or whatever, or their back, but this one's actually getting it from its fur. Based on its coloring alone, you start to think maybe it could be dark type. I mean, it obviously is a black cat essentially, so I think dark type could work really well with this thing. And fire dark is really cool. You see that with Houndoom and stuff, but I don't want this to become a Houndoom ripoff. But in terms of other types, I really only see dark as an option. I don't really see any of the other types there, so I think fire dark or just pure fire is likely what Litten is going to be. And this thing looks cool, man. It really does look cool, and the trailer looks pretty epic, and I'm really excited to see how this thing evolves. I could see this thing being like a really fast Pokemon, almost like a Purloin or a Liepard type of Pokemon, just because it's a cat, and most of the cat Pokemon have been relatively fast like Purugly, but I have no idea, man. I can only speculate. So let me know, guys, in the comment section below. Please let me know your thoughts on these 3 starter Pokemon. Which one is your favorite? Is it the Litten Pokemon, the fire type? Is it Popplio, the water type? Or is it the grass flying type starter Rowlet? Let me know which team you're on, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe I'll compile another video later once we have a little bit more information, as I'm sure we're gonna get middle evolutions coming. We're gonna get final evolutions soon. I'm just like so hyped about this. I'm really excited about Sun and Moon, guys, and I love the starters. I know there's a lot of people who are a little bit negative about the starters, saying, oh, I don't like the designs are bad or whatever. Dude, I think they're amazing. I actually personally think they're amazing. I love my little owl homie. I actually like the seal too. Popplio looks kind of sweet, and the cat is such a cool idea, I feel like, that it takes the fire from its fur. So that's gonna be that, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like and subscribe if you're new. My name is Dan, also go by A-Drive, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.